Today, I talk about the thing I've most wanted to talk about on this channel, one of my personal favorite theories, StitchlineGames. Before I start, please note that StitchlineGames does not equal Frights Games, as some stories just don't fit. What we found in Coming Home are impossible to fit in smoothly. StitchlineGames states that Into the Pit, To Be Beautiful, Count the Ways, Fetch, Out of Stock, 1:35 a.m., Room for One More, Possibly the New Kid, Step Closer, Dance With Me, The Man in Room 1280, Blackbird, The Real Jake, Hide and Seek, The Cliffs, He Told Me Everything, The Puppet Carver, and the Stitchwraith Stingers are in the game's timeline. However, for the fun of it, I like to throw in other stories too, except the ones that can't fit. I, however, will simply be talking about base StitchlineGames for this video. StitchlineGames is the theory that the Stitchwraith Stingers and connected stories are in the game's timeline. Most of the evidence for the theory comes from the Ultimate Guide. Quote from the book: "The events of the story seem to indicate that the man in room 1280 is William Afton. This is backed up by the man's injuries, matching being in the Pizzeria Simulator. The fact that he seems to be unkillable, the supernatural events that surround him, and the events of the Stingers that follow the story." Page 205. And the fire. The incident shown in Pizzeria Simulator and its aftermath are revisited via police evidence. It seems like his Hitman's plan did not work exactly as intended. The puppet. Larson pulls the puppet from an evidence locker where evidence from the Pizzeria Simulator fire is housed. Page 224. So this shows that the Pizzeria Simulator fire happened exactly as it did in the games, down to the puppet and William burning. Now this is solid evidence, but when you realize the first story of the entire series ties it directly to the games with an event we know all too well. In Into the Pit, a kid named Oswald dies into an old grimy Bob pit in Jeff's Pizza and gets roped into a warped memory of the past of Jeff's Pizza. It used to be called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, back in the summer of 1985. After a while of entering and exiting the old pizza place at will, one day is different. There's a panic. He notices Spring Bonnie, referred to as the yellow thing in the story, beckoning him to the back room. He follows and finds 6 dead children lined up against the wall, all with Freddy's party hats on them. The missing children did. Now sure, you can argue that there's some inconsistencies, but remember the ball pit is full of warped memories created by Eleanor. In the Man in Room 1280, we finally get confirmation at who the one you should have killed is. Andrew. He's the one behind UCN and the one keeping Afton alive. In the upcoming Projects Megathread on Steam, Scott stated that some stories from Frights are connected directly to the games. The original description for Tales stated that the stories take place in the world of the newest games, and a few scholastic listings mark it Tales is that it's a follow-up series to Fazbear Frights. That covers the evidence for StitchlineGames. Now for the one that is so obviously in the games, TalesGames. Now, if you want to go into any of the first 5 Tales from the Pizzaplex books, spoiler-free, those being Lally's Game, Haps, Somnophobia, Submechanophobia, and the Bobby Doll's Conclusion, now's your chance to leave spoiler-free. So, you've been warned. Let's go by book for this one, First up, the original description for the books stated that they take place in the world of the newest games. The first story of the entire series connects back to the Stitchwraith Stingers with the heart pendant and the main character turning to junk. It also mentions the Mega Pizzaplex. To me, this is very clearly establishing that Tales is in the same continuity as the Stitchwraith Stingers, or something similar to them happens. Lally's Game seems to feature the Shadow, further tying Tales to Frights. Under construction is really nothing other than connecting to Lally's Game, and the first story to feature the Year 1 Pizzaplex. Or really the Pizzaplex at all. Help Wanted literally shows us who the rogue indie developer is, but that'll be for another video. Haps is another Year 1 Pizzaplex story, tying itself to the Pizzaplex plotline, which will also be for another video. B7 just shows the Freddy and Friends, the show series that was teasing Security Breach back when Security Breach TV was in its prime, was a real in-universe show. The story is also getting a sequel, so it's probably important. Somnophobia has an entirely game-accurate Pizzaplex, and the Dream Sphere actually appears in Security Breach. Pressure has the Year 1 Pizzaplex and an absolute ton of lore, which is a story for another video, and a Gen 1 Spring Bonnie suit modified to look like Springtrap. Yeah, you heard me correctly. And that's not even the biggest thing this series confirms. Tales is not slowing down anytime soon. Claythophobia references the emails from Special Delivery in the Year 1 Pizzaplex. Submechanophobia has really nothing other than saying that there's multiple Pizzaplexes. Animatronic Apocalypse has nothing other than more possible Eleanor trolling. Bobby Dots Part 1 is absolutely insane with an entirely accurate Pizzaplex and the Fazbear Entertainment HQ being confirmed to be called the Fazplex Tower. GGY literally shows who Patient 46 is and shares many elements with Security Bridge. DJ Music Man, Cinema Arcade Machines, Accurate Fastcade, etc. But it also connects itself to the Pizzaplex plot line, with Freddy's Fortress and the Fast Freddy. The storyteller is in the year when Pizzaplex with the Fastplex Tower being mentioned, although not by name, it's clearly it. And it also connects to the epilogues because of Mimic, which we'll be talking about in a second. Bobby Dots Part 2 just has more accurate Pizzaplex and Fastplex Tower mayhem, including the Pizzaplex series, which I think is really cool. And finally, the epilogues. The epilogues that have the Mimic, who is a rabbit endoskeleton going on a rampage in the underground Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place beneath the Pizzaplex's construction site. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's right. The Mimic equals Burn Trap. Now, although we have gotten some leaks for Nexi, and I do know them, I'm not going to be talking about them in this video. But whenever I actually get the book and the book releases and people have time to read it, I will 100% make a video talking about how absolutely insane this book is. It's crazy. So yeah, just wait for that. Anyway, that about wraps up this video. Tune in next time, folks.
Everybody put the radio on. Time to throw our troubles away. Hey, hey, we're turning up the music. We're having a ball. This band keeps rocking forever and ever. And into the jalopy, gonna go for a ride to the pizza shop with our friends. We're jumping and rocking till the sun goes down and the moon is shining forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Let's go. We're rocking and rolling, our friends are all here. Got our ice cream sundaes and ho-ho-hos. We're diving into pizzas and burgers with cheese. Keep the french fries coming forever and ever. We're bringing all our buddies, it's time for a jam. Gonna play till our worries are gone. Picking up the music and rocking along. We just keep playing forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Let's go.